Hey, happy Tuesday, guys. Today is an awesome day to be more than kind, and I'm hoping that you enjoyed Monday. Many of you sent me pictures of your hugs or a video. Here's some of the pictures that you guys sent. There's pictures of our friend Maureen and pictures of Michael and Emma and a video from Maddie and Ollie.
Another hand, and I'm sending it to my friend Olive, and she lives in Oregon. And here it is, and you can go like this, so you can go, ooh, and then hug.
Aww. And who are you sending yours to, Ollie?
I am sending mine to a friend in Ohio, and her name is Catherine, and she is a friend from preschool. Yeah, preschool.
That's right.
And I only got to
Ollie. So thanks to all of you for working on those and for sending me pictures because I love to see what you're doing and I love to see how you're doing it. It's really awesome. So I'm glad you enjoyed Monday. Our story yesterday was read by Claire, and she did a great job of telling us about yellow and blues. And today, our word to be more than kind is to be generous. And to be generous can be a hard thing to do. Sometimes it is easier to keep stuff to yourself than it is to give it away. But you can be generous with many things. You can be generous with your time. You can be generous with money. You can be generous with scissors. You can be generous with sharing an awesome TV show with somebody else. You can be generous by letting somebody else use one of your stuffed animals. Like today, I lent one of my kids Bertram the sloth, and now I can't find him. I don't know where he is. And I left him on the chair yesterday after we were finished, and I put him to bed. And now I don't know where Bertram is. I can't find his fuzzy little brown head anywhere. And I really wish you guys were here to help me find him because I cannot find Bertram the sloth. And it's like, these kids, like, do you ever take your parents' stuff? Because somebody took that sloth. He didn't just move around on his own. I mean, he's a sloth. They wouldn't get very far. I mean, where could he have possibly gone? He's not in this room anywhere. Bertram has a Christmas tree on his head. That's why I didn't see him. The Christmas tree hat is still out. We celebrated Christmas in July, and Bertram, where my Christmas tree hat? Oh, Bertram. So today, I want you guys to enjoy being generous. Be generous with your stuffed animals. Be generous with your sloth. And enjoy this story from my very generous sister, Liz.
Hi kids, this is Liz. Happy Vacation Bible School Week. Sorry we can't be in person together this year, but I just want you guys to know I do miss you all terribly, and I can't wait to see you again someday, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you have a great rest of your summer and a great school year. I am going to read a story from the Jesus Storybook Bible. It is called Filled Full. Should I say what this story is? Okay. Sorry, I'm talking to Katie.
That's all right.
She's my director. All right. There were once, I don't know, can you see this, Katie?
You can just read it and I'll put the pictures in later.
Oh, she'll put the pictures in later. Okay. There were once 5,000 tired and hungry and probably very grumpy people sitting on a hillside waiting for their dinner, or wanting their dinner. They'd come to hear Jesus that day. They came before breakfast, stayed all morning, all afternoon, and way past dinner. No one had meant to be out there that long, but that's how it was, listening to Jesus, as if time didn't exist. People couldn't listen to Jesus. People could listen to Jesus for hours. And on this particular day, that's just what they did. But they hadn't brought enough food, and they couldn't just go and buy themselves a burger and fries to go because, of course, they were in the middle of nowhere with no shops or restaurants. Besides, that kind of food wasn't even invented yet. What would they do? Jesus' friends had an idea. Let's send everyone home for dinner. They don't need to go, Jesus said. You can give them something to eat. Did Jesus want them to travel all the way to town and buy food for everyone? Jesus' friends panicked. But we don't have enough money. What food do you have? Jesus asked. Go and see. Now there was a little boy in the crowd. He had brought a lunch that his mother had made for him that morning. He looked at his 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. It wasn't much, not nearly enough for 5,000, but it was all he had. I have some, he said. Jesus' friends laughed when they saw this little lunch. That's not nearly enough, they said. But they were wrong. Jesus said, But they were wrong. Jesus knew it didn't matter how much the little boy had. God would make it enough, more than enough. Jesus said, bring me what you have. And so the little boy gave Jesus his lunch. Jesus winked at the little boy and whispered in his ear, watch. How in the world will Jesus feed everyone with that? Jesus' friends said, because they thought it was impossible. But Jesus knew the one who made all the fish in the oceans. And Jesus knew the one who in the very beginning had made everything out of nothing at all. How hard would something like this be for someone like that? Jesus took the little boy's lunch, looked up to heaven, and thanked his Father. Then Jesus gave the little lunch back to his friends. As Jesus' friends started to hand out the food, do you know what? It was the strangest thing. No matter how much they broke off, there was always more, and more, and more. Enough for 5,000 people. Everyone ate as much as they wanted. Second helpings, third helpings, even fourths, until they were full. And still, there were leftovers. Well, Jesus did many miracles like this. Things people thought could not happen, that weren't natural. But it was the most natural thing in all the world. It's what God had been doing from the beginning, of course, and taking the nothing and making it everything. Taking the emptiness and filling it up. Taking the darkness and making it light. Hope you enjoyed that story, everybody. Have a great week.
Did you love that story? So my favorite part about that story is that all those 5,000 people would be totally hungry if it wasn't for a kid. It was a kid, just like you guys, who had a lunch, just like you might pack a lunch if you were going on a field trip to Animal Land or something, and you pack a lunch in your lunchbox, and say you got there and everybody was like, oh, now we're stuck here and there's no food. And you were like, well, I do have this peanut butter sandwich and I have some grapes I can share. And then that became a meal for all those people. And it was because of the generosity of that one boy that those 5,000 people got fed. It's a miracle. And one part of that miracle is that if that boy hadn't spoken up and said, I have some food that I can share, then Jesus wouldn't have been able to do those things. So that's pretty remarkable, in my opinion. So today's story is about the little boy who shared his lunch of loaves and fishes, which brings us to our snack of fishes. Today's snack is rainbow fish, and there's a label on it that says "Be a rainbow in someone else's clouds." Pretty awesome, right? Yeah, so enjoy those. This is my favorite snack in the whole wide world. Once I start, it's hard to stop with the goldfish. I love the fishes because they're so delicious. And your game for today has these loaves and fishes you got in your bag. A couple of fishes and a few loaves. Should be 5 loaves and 2 fishes. And they all have a paper clip on them. You want to keep the paper clip on because then that makes it heavy enough because you're going to throw them. So if you have someone to play against in your house, you can play from, say, different lines to see how many people can get the loaves and fishes packed. Find a bucket or a basket or a cooler, or you could use the paper bag that all your VBS stuff came in, and just throw these. I'm using a bucket. I've got this extra sand bucket right here. Oh, I'm not very good at this, and it's really not very far away from me. I got one. That was awesome. Ready? Another one. Tried getting fancy with it. Didn't work. Oh, I'm very bad. I got 2 loaves into my picnic basket. But you know what? That's better than no loaves at all. So try it with siblings or family or parents that are around and see how many different ways you can do it. See how many, how far away you can do it, or if you can do backwards or whatever. Just have fun throwing around the loaves and fishes. It's not going to hurt anything because they're just made of paper. So that's awesome. And then your craft for today, I asked Teddy, my little boy, to make the craft. And so here's a little video snippet of Ted making today's craft. Enjoy. All right, so the hardest part of doing that is the accordion folding part when you're doing the folding back and forth, but it's just fun to do. So just make it so that, it just makes the fish look a little wigglier, I think. So enjoy it. Have fun with your fish and then hang it up. We hung ours on our window so that it looks like he's swimming by our house outside. And it's really cool to hang up all our stuff and see where it's going and what it's doing. So thanks for making crafts with us. That was really great. And today, try to find a way to be generous. See what you can do. Maybe you can use one of your kindness coins that you got and give it away to somebody. Maybe, I'll drop it on the floor. You could give somebody one of your Oreos from your lunch. Maybe you're having Oreos. Or share your bag of goldfish with somebody else in your house that didn't get a bag of goldfish. Or be generous with your time by doing one of the items on your kindness bingo page. And don't forget to keep filling out kindness bingo, because on Friday you get a prize if you get 5 in a row. Okay, so enjoy that, and I hope you have an awesome day making crafts and playing the loaves and fishes game and eating the best snack that exists on the face of the earth. Right? Okay, let's take a minute to pray. Dear God, please help us to be more than kind, to treat others with love and to treat others with generosity. It is through love and generosity that we can show other people how much you love us. Help us feel connected this week as we do crafts and games and hear stories and eat delicious snacks. Thank you for your love, and thank you for each other. Amen. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow for another day of virtual VBS. Don't forget to be more than kind. Be generous. See you tomorrow.